In this video, you'll learn about cláusulas con sí, if clauses. If clauses are used to explain what would happen under a given condition. You will see two types of if clauses. First, we have the reaction, and then the word sí, which means if, and then the condition. Or you might see the condition first, followed by a comma, and then the reaction. The important thing to remember is that the sí always goes attached to the condition. Let's look at some examples so that this makes a little bit more sense. Here are two examples of if clauses in English. The first sentence reads, I would buy a pony if I won the lottery. The part in green is the reaction. In other words, that's what the person would do given the condition that he or she won the lottery. The condition is in black, and it's always attached to the if. In the second sentence, we have the position switched, where the condition comes before the reaction, and there's a comma. So it reads, if he had a dinosaur, he would name it Ralph. You can't have the reaction without the condition. What I mean by that is, the person would first need to have a dinosaur before he could name it Ralph. In Spanish, when we have an if clause, we conjugate the reaction in the conditional, and we conjugate the condition in the imperfect subjunctive. Sí always stays the same, but you need to remember that if you're going to put the condition first, followed by a comma, you need to move the sí as well. Here are those same examples from earlier, but now translated into Spanish. Yo me compraría un caballito si ganara la lotería. This is still saying I would buy a pony if I won the lottery. We have the first part of the sentence, the reaction, in the conditional, and the second part of the sentence, the condition, is in the imperfect subjunctive. For the second sentence, the order is reversed, so we have the condition first. If he had a dinosaur, he would name him Ralph. Si él tuviera un dinosaurio, lo llamaría Ralph. The sí comes with the condition to the beginning of the sentence, and there's a comma in between the condition and the reaction. You can also have if clauses with questions. This question is asking, what would you do if you were famous? The condition is being famous, and the reaction is, well, we're not sure yet. We're asking the person, what would they do? Now here's an answer to that same question, what would you do if you were famous? And the person says, if I were famous, I would buy a big house. In the second example, the condition comes first, and the reaction comes after. As part of this video, I would also like to describe an expression in Spanish that's como si fuera. Como si fuera translates to as if blank were blank in English. I'll show you some examples so it makes more sense. Here are two examples of como si fuera. Ella canta como si fuera Shakira. That sentence means she sings as if she's Shakira. Yo como si fuera un león. I eat as if I was a lion. In other words, I eat a lot. But it's important to know that como si fuera doesn't always have to be fuera. If you look at the next two examples, you see that you should conjugate fuera to match the subject of the sentence. Nosotros hablamos como si fuéramos nativos means we speak as if we were native speakers. And we have hablamos, so we need fuéramos to match the nosotros form. And tú nadas como si fueras un pez means you swim as if you were a fish. And we have nadas in the to form, so we also need fueras in the to form. You can use it with other verbs also. In these last two examples, you can see that we use como si fuera with plenty of other verbs. All these verbs are always conjugated in the imperfect subjunctive. Él baila como si tuviera 4 pies. He dances as if he had 4 feet. And el perro ladra como si quisiera la galleta means the dog barks as if he wants the cookie.
me. It can only